excited about it, actually. We have a big stack of comic books to give away, and we're also going to feature the, Larry, what the hell is this? The desk covering, what is this? What happened to the old one? I don't know. I don't know what happened. How would I know? Larry, no, it's not good enough. This is a Doc McStuffins bed sheet, Larry. No one's going to take us. I thought we agreed that we were going to up the production on this thing, man. This is ridiculous. You know, dude, I don't know. I think that maybe we should just, Oh. Hello. Welcome to Having a Drink with Mink. I'm your host, Jason Mink, and I'll be having this drink. Todd McStuffins. Right off the bat, we're going to talk a little bit of Yeet. What is Yeet, you might ask? Yeet Presents is the official publication of Old Guys Who Like Old Comics. Yeet Presents is a monthly black and white anthology which features both up-and-coming creators and professionals that you know and love.
William Messner-Loebs, Tom Orzechowski, Fred Hambeck, Dennis Miller, Kent Clark, Jim Bennington, Fish Lee, Eric Luna Salazar, and several others.
And there's actually 3 covers to this one. We have our usual flip book, and then we have a variant cover as well. How very contemporary of us, huh? That's right, we have Storm Owl on one cover. We have Cardos P.I., a story by Dennis Miller and featuring art from Kent Clark on a second. And then we have Yeat's own Black Fury taking up the third cover with some classic Universal Monster style monsters. All of the covers are great. No matter which one you get, remember, don't retreat, back Yeat. And if this is all gibberish to you, maybe you should just sign up. Follow the link below, folks. It's the official publication of Old Guys Who Like Old Comics. And I'm not just saying that because I don't know why I'm saying it anymore, to be honest with you. Moving right along, folks, we're going to take a look at some new books now. I'd like to bring you some of my latest finds. I'm a beta reader aficionado, as followers of this channel know. I'm not obsessed with condition. I'm all about the experience. I'm all about the tactile sensation. I'm all about that smell, baby. And these really smell, actually. This is a pile that was given to me by a friend. They weren't interested in getting a name check, but you know, they're fantastic books to maybe put on a shelf for a while. Let these breathe before I add them to the collection. Right off the bat, we have the 25 cent edition of the Marvel's Greatest Comics. I think this is one of those square-bound books that came out for a very brief time when Marvel was in transition between prices. They went from 15 cents up to 25 cents. They boosted the pages, and then like the next month they cut them back and put the price at 20 cents, which was kind of like a bit of a bait and switch as far as DC was concerned. DC had followed suit apparently, and because they bought their paper ahead of time, they bought like a year's worth of paper at those prices and they got soaked. Speaking of DC, I have a fantastic Phantom Stranger. I've always loved this cover and I'm super excited to have it. I'm super excited to read it. Really just happy to smell it when it comes right down to it. Have issue #1 of The Secrets of the Haunted House. Your friend and mine, Dennis Miller, said that this looked like the Creature's, one of his side pieces. I guess something, Saturday night thing, maybe a Sunday morning thing. Moving on, we got some more Fantastic Four, the Warhead. Bam! Look out, folks! It's always really cool when you get a book like this because it's kind of in the middle. You know what I mean? It's not the classic Kirby. It's not the later period stuff like Byrne or even Simonson. But there's a lot of room for the characters to breathe. A lot of weird stuff to happen. I always enjoy reading these myself. Picked up a couple Avengers. 164. This is a cool book. Has some real nice artwork in here from John Byrne. Speaking of, stories by Jim Shooter. And looking forward to talking into this one. Marvel Team Up, Spidey and the Black Widow. We got another earlier Marvel team-up, and I really dig these. I like the Marvel team-ups that have Human Torch in place of Spider-Man. I think that that's a concept that they should have stuck with. As a kid, I thought that the Human Torch was really cool. Outside of the Fantastic Four, within the context of that magazine, he seemed very pigeonholed, whereas on his own, in card art or rubber stamps or drawings that I would do, he was basically his own free spirit, going where and when he pleased. We got Marvel Team Up with Spider-Man and the Beast. And we have a thoroughly roached copy of Werewolf by Night. This has a subscription crease in it. It is rolled. It's chipping. It's got surely there's someone has a mustache drawn on them in here somewhere. I'm guessing it would be a lady. Oh well, hey, the value stamp is still in here though. I'm gonna assemble all of those value stamps one of these days. I'm gonna buy me a yacht. And wrapping it up. This bad boy right here. Now, Avengers 152, personal favorite of mine. I feel that the book was really kicking into high gear at this point. We have Kirby contributing this cover. Spooky, moody, atmospheric cover. We got the skeletons rising out of the bayou waters. You can practically smell the miasma. We're going to move on, and this is from Old Guys Who Like Old Comics member Todd Simpson. Now, I met Todd a while back at the Black Forge coffee shop at the Comic Swap, and Todd was a great guy. We hung out, we chatted, traded a few comic books, and he told me about this book, and I'd never heard of it before, and he felt that I should have a copy of it, not only for my collection, but I should share it with you, the old guys out there in the audience today. So we're going to get Blady with it. We got Stabby Joe here. And we are off to the races. Let's get in here. All right. Hey, there's a note. Jason, I finally tracked down the issue. It was originally published in number 1, 1950, Walt Disney's Comics and Stories, Volume 10, number 4. I also threw in some rear copies for your enjoyment. I hope you like them, Todd Simpson. And hey, Todd, you know I like them, and I appreciate it as well. Big shout out to you. And the comic in question, Walt Disney's Comics and Stories, number 554. Now, apparently, this reprints a story in which Donald gets high on ether. We're going to cut to some of that right now. Mind-bending. I know, right? Fantastic. I'm super happy to get this. It's not only a piece of history, but it's true enjoyment. Old comics at their finest. Thank you, Todd. What else do we got in here? We got some Superman. Superman is the warrior of Mars. Take that, John Carter. We got, the Flintstones with Pebbles and Bam Bam, except no substitute, folks. If someone tries to slip you a few Flintstones and there's no Pebbles and Bam Bam, tell them to hit the road. You ain't having it. You're better than that. I'm better than that. Hey, Space Family Robinson. Wow. Oh, dear God. These Space Family Robinson covers are horrific. There's something just terrifying and upsetting about these things. I'll flash a few more up on the screen at the very end of the episode, and you tell me in the comments section. All right. Nancy's logo, folks. Hey, it's a Bugs Bunny! Wow, and that's a great cover. Man, you gotta love it. Back when the newsstand was a rotating art gallery, you never knew what you're gonna find from week to week. These, big, bold, colorful, iconic images. Man, you can't beat that. That is fantastic. Thank you so much, Todd. I truly appreciate it. And we have one more package to open. This has been hanging out for a little while. My apologies to Anthony. I know it's been a bit of time, but I wanted to make it worthwhile. Anthony Ablaze, if that is who you are. Anthony's a member of the group. He's a great guy. And he was nice enough to send us a few things to enjoy as well. So let's see what's in here. We've certainly kept him waiting long enough. Isn't that right, Stabby Joe? And I'll tell you what, folks, if you happen to buy some comics off of Anthony, well, he's going to pack them well for you. That's for sure. Alright, what's going on? Flip them upside down. Wham! Look at that. Alright, Vault of Evil number 5. I don't have this one. I need this one. Gotta have this one. Fantastic. And hey, it looks like it's in great condition too. Love it. Check out that corner box. And finally, we're going to wrap it all up with this. Bugs Bunny and Friends. Well, I assume it's Bugs Bunny. There's Bugs Bunny. There's his friends. This would appear to be one of those comics that was actually 3 comics, maybe remaindered comics that were stripped of their covers and bound together, or maybe it was just printed this way. Bugs Bunny's Vacation Funnies, number 4, 1954. How about that? Bugs Bunny's Vacation Funnies. Imagine getting this book on the way to your family vacation. Dad's tired of hearing the kids grousing in the back of the car, buys you a couple Baby Ruths, maybe a couple sodas, and he buys you a couple copies of Bugs Bunny's Vacation Funnies, maybe a Roy Rogers, who knows, an F Troop, or a little Dot, who can say? And that's it. For old guys who like old comics, I'm Jason Mink, and I'm having this drink. Thank you for joining me.